One of the most made comparisons from you guys in the comments or in consultation is that you ask if you should start an ETF savings plan with a broker or a private pension level 3. Which is a reasonable question to ask because you want to get the most of your money, right? Thing is that buying ETFs with a broker in a savings plan and investing in ETFs in a pension plan are two very different things. The classical apple versus oranges comparison. In fact, there's 4 major differences between ETFs in a savings plan and ETFs in a pension plan. So let's compare the two and talk about the differences so you know exactly which one's better for you and which one you should get.
PerFinEx, Personal Finance for Expats.
What's up everyone? Welcome to a new investing versus pension video from PerFinEx, the #1 English-speaking and independent financial planner in Germany. Today's video is inspired by comments like these. The last comment is from one of our latest live streams that started a pretty cool discussion. So yes, we love to hear what you guys think. Also yes, we do read your comments, and no, I cannot agree that ETFs are the universally best solution for absolutely everyone and everything in every situation. They may be best for you, maybe, but that doesn't mean that investing in ETFs is best for all other 8 billion people in this world. Earlier this year, we shared this video that compares investing in ETFs versus insuring your ability to work with a disability income insurance. And the essence was that the math simply doesn't work out. You cannot pay yourself a disability pension just by investing in ETFs. If you want to know why, check out the video with all the details. Alright then, let's compare ETFs in a pension plan with ETFs in a savings plan. Let's see some pros, some cons, and let me also tell you which of the two I personally invest my money in. We will focus on private pensions level 3 because that seems to be the comparison you guys make all the time. Which makes sense, because everything you save in a pension level 1 is tax deductible, and pensions level 2 get you tax benefits and employer bonuses or government bonuses. Let's address the elephant in the room and start with the myth why everyone is hating on pensions: costs. You guys tell me all the time,
Axel, pensions are so crazy expensive. They eat all my returns.
If that's the case, then you just have a horrible pension. I hate to break it to you. Not really actually. But that doesn't mean all pensions are horrible. Some people buy horrible properties and dump hundreds of thousands of euros into it. That doesn't mean real estate is generally a bad investment. Here's real-life examples of 30-year-old clients that were ready to take care of their own retirement, and look what they got. Almost 1% effective costs? Okay. 0.8% here? Better. And finally, 0.68% effective costs.
Nice.
And all these costs include the cost of the ETFs already. So where are these horrendous fees exactly? Can somebody tell me please? I mean, any amount of costs will diminish your return. That's right, I understand first grade mathematics. The real question is though, what are you getting for your costs? If you pay and get only useless in return, it's not worth your money. Not just in personal finance. If you pay for something and actually get something useful in return that is worth your money, great, isn't it? Also not just in personal finance. You learn so much for life in this video, huh? It's actually incredible. And that brings us to the second major difference and the reason why I believe that ETFs in a pension plan can give you the best of both worlds, if you structure it right. With both the broker and the pension level 3, you have the ultimate freedom when it comes to your money. You can get one-time payouts of up to 100%, you can get monthly payments, whatever you prefer. The difference though is in the monthly payment option. Let's say you saved up 100,000 euro in your ETF account and want to deduct monthly from that for the rest of your life. Taxes, trading costs, all these complicated things ignored, not important for now. How long do you live in retirement? 10 years? Then that's more than 800 euros a month. Pretty good. 15 years? Then we're down to 550 already. 20 years? 25? If it's 30 years, you cannot even pay yourself 300 euros a month. You get the point, right? Nobody knows how long we're going to be alive. If you, unfortunately, live longer than expected and paid yourself too much, you're Your savings account can run out of money. Doesn't matter how big it is. A pension cannot. And that is the clear advantage of the pension that cannot be denied. Give me just 30 seconds before we continue with the video. I'm currently planning my PhD that will revolutionize the German public pension for you expats. You pay in almost 20% of your salary but get out very little. We want to change this, so you can have a secure retirement. Please take 10 to 15 minutes and answer the easy questions in our survey. The more of you participate, the more we can pressure the German government to change our public pension system for the better. Links in the description. Thank you very much. Now back to the video. A pension will pay you a lifelong pension until you pass away. If you live longer than expected, it's the problem of the pension company, not yours.
Axel, I pay myself a lifelong pension with dividends.
Oh really? Well, that's super dangerous. Because no matter how much you diversify, dividends are never ever guaranteed and they never will. Don't get me wrong, I love dividends. I invest a fair share of my personal money in equities that return me a dividend. And I told you in this video, the dividends are one source to create a nice passive income for yourself. But I would never ever build my whole retirement just on dividends alone. I find that extremely dangerous and stupid. Just one example why. Companies cut dividends by 1.26 trillion last year during the pandemic. And just in case you're wondering what 1.26 trillion looks like, here's a screenshot of my bank account. Does that mean you should get a pension level 3 instead of a securities account? Of course not. Because difference number 3 is the time horizon that we're looking at. Many of you ask us what you can do with your savings in the short term, the next handful of years. Officially, there can only be one answer, a savings account. I realize 0% interest rate on German bank accounts hurts. That's why we showed you the best savings accounts in Europe if you want to spice it up a little. You can also invest your savings in ETFs if you only have a short-term horizon. But then don't hate me if the market crashes in front of your face right before you actually need the money again. Official Axel just told you a second ago not to invest your savings if you need them in the foreseeable future. Over the midterm, more than 10 or 15 years, ETFs in a brokerage account are perfect because even if the market crashes, you have time to recover. And we know there will be a crash. We just don't know when, why, and how bad it's gonna be. But it will happen. Knowing this, prepare yourself mentally so you don't get scared when it finally happens. And over the long term, 62 years of age and all years after that, is the time where you can get the most out of your pensions. Because all these nice benefits that you get with pensions, that you pay your 1% for, take some time to show their full effect. What are these benefits mainly? Difference number 4, taxation. Investing in ETFs offers tax benefits in both the savings plan and the pension plan. Everybody with a German tax ID, so basically everyone, even babies, gets 801 euros of capital gains each year completely tax-free. Yippee! So when you start your investing career, you will probably pay no taxes in the first couple of years because your profit will be smaller than 801 euros. And when you never make a profit, you also never have to pay taxes. But that's not exactly the greatest tax minimizing strategy in the world. Rather use the strategies we show you in these videos if you want to save some taxes. All links are in the description. After you make more than 801 euros in capital gains, you have to pay 25% capital gains tax on all interest payments, dividends and gains when you sell your ETFs with a profit. There's also the so-called Vorabpauschale that you might have to pay each year even though you didn't really get dividends and profits. That's a preliminary tax on ETFs and brokerage accounts you have to pay for theoretical gains you made throughout the year. But nobody will pay it in 2021 because the base interest rate is negative. So let's ignore this for now. Let's just say in the future you could be taxed for theoretical capital gains even when you don't realize that profit. That's not gonna happen in a pension plan. Pensions allow you to let your money grow tax-free until you take it out. Which means for many of you watching, a tax-free growth of decades. And no matter which way you choose to get your money out of your pension level 3, if you are at least 62 years of age, both payouts will offer tax benefits. If you choose the one-time payout, only 50% of your profits from your pension level 3 will be taxed with your personal income tax rate. Let's say again you saved up 100,000 euros in ETFs and choose the one-time payout, then you would have to pay 21% taxes if you are in the highest income tax bracket of 42%. You're not sure in which income tax bracket you are? Check out this video. Link is in the description. 21% from the pension plan versus 25% from the savings plan is a pretty nice tax saving. But it's not an enormous amount of money, right? The real difference comes in the monthly pension option. Here's a table that shows you what percentage of your pension will be taxed. So again, if you're in the highest tax bracket with 42% and you choose to have a monthly pension with 62 years, you would have to pay an effective tax rate of 8.8%. And if you wait until regular retirement age with 67, you would only pay 7%. Not sure about you, but I would much rather pay 7% in tax than 25% in tax. After seeing all these differences between ETFs and a savings plan and ETFs and a pension plan, you hopefully understand my point that this is an apples versus oranges comparison. If so, congrats, you're pretty smart. So now there's only one question left that it really comes down to. What do you want? Neither the savings plan nor the pension plan is objectively better as far as I'm concerned. There is no universally best way to invest in ETFs. There can only be a best way for you, which might not be the best way for me or somebody else. For one of you, it might make sense to buy ETFs straight up with a broker. For somebody else, it might make sense to invest in ETFs inside a pension. And for most of you, it probably makes sense to do both, because that can give you the best of both worlds. That's how I do it with my own money as well, and that's also what I recommend most of the people I talk to in consultation. If you would like to know what's best for you, feel free to reach out and let's find out together how you can make the most of your financial situation. See you next Friday, everybody.